Did you know that Arkansas might be the next gold rush state? And not for gold, for something even more valuable, lithium. The things of the future, the things that power our batteries for our electric vehicles, exist right here in Arkansas. So today we're talking about what does this mean for Arkansas, the state, but more importantly, what does this mean for Northwest Arkansas? And also, if you're moving here, what does it mean for you? So let's talk about that. Hey everybody, if you don't know who I am, my name is Phillip Shepard. I'm a local real estate agent located right here in Northwest Arkansas. If you weren't aware, I actually was a real estate broker located in the dumpster fire, horrible, no good, terrible state of Illinois. Moved away from there and I was looking for the best place to live in America, and I found it. I looked all across America looking for different places where I want to move to, and probably very similar to places that you're looking to right now. But I chose Northwest Arkansas for so many different reasons. So if you're ever looking to come down here, obviously check out the whole area. Let me know, call me, text me, email me, whatever the case is, and we'll sit down and talk about the reasons why I chose Northwest Arkansas versus anywhere else in America. And if you haven't been down to Northwest Arkansas quite yet, I made something called the NWA Starter Pack. Sounds exactly what it is. It's literally a starter pack full of all the cool things Northwest Arkansas. What's going on in downtown Bentonville? What's going on in Fayetteville? What's going on in Springdale? What are all the cool things that you know about Northwest Arkansas? Like medical, education, schools, the whole thing. Package. Shipped right to your home. Enter your name below, enter your address below. I'll make sure they get the package shipped to you right away. Also, a side note, it does come with your first free mountain bike, so that's pretty cool. And I know what you're thinking. It is my favorite four-letter F word. Free! So enter your information below and make sure they get the package shipped to you right away. Alright, so before we jump into the main points of the video itself, we need to recap what's actually happening in Arkansas State. So obviously my channel is completely dedicated to Northwest Arkansas, but I figured that this is crucially important for the state that is going to affect Northwest Arkansas. That's why we're recapping it right now. So a couple years ago, about 2 years ago, ExxonMobil, as well as a couple other bigger energy leaders across the world, honestly, bought 200,000 acres across the southern part of Arkansas, so near Magnolia. There's this thing called the Smackover Formation. Terrible naming, I don't know who named it, but why? Smackover Formation actually stretches from all the way from parts of Texas, or like northern Texas, all the way to Alabama area, but the heaviest onset of the formation is actually in Arkansas. And what they discovered is that in this formation lies potentially so much lithium for not only America, but for the world. And so what's interesting is that they bought this acreage, obviously 200,000 acres, to start prepping to start digging to see how much lithium is actually there. And actually in this November this year was the first month they actually started drilling for lithium in Arkansas proper. Now, the interesting thing why this is important for not only Arkansas, but for America, but for the world, is that most of the lithium mines exist in other countries that are, let's say, not friendly to us. So having this rich resource in Arkansas will be a game changer for the state. Now, side note, there are other states like New Mexico specifically, and I think Arizona, but mostly New Mexico has another potentially large lithium depository in its soil, but Arkansas seems to be the fastest growing and potentially has the most in all of America. Honestly, what I've read around this is that once they're up and going in the next year, that it will probably be the largest lithium deposit resource facility in the world. And so that's what makes it so compelling for it to be in the south end of Arkansas. And so now we're going to talk about what does it mean for the state and what does this mean for obviously you, Northwest Arkansas specifically. And the first part we need to talk about when it comes to lithium being mined in Arkansas, and when it comes to Northwest Arkansas specifically, is the fact that this is just history over and over again, is that whenever a large deposit or rich deposit of something that is valuable to the world, the actual place that it exists, Arkansas State, reaps massively. Look at California. Look at all those states over on the West Coast that had the gold rush. Look at all the places like Texas, for instance, had obviously oil and other things like that. We go across America and the world, and sadly, just history in general, is that whoever has the largest resources usually is a big winner or potential contender in the race for whatever the case is. Now, what makes it interesting is that this is weird, is that the future of cars is obviously electric. However long we get there, But obviously that's the future. The fact that Arkansas potentially has the largest deposit of needed materials to make the world go round is fascinating. But going back to the whole scope of it, is that what will this do for Northwest Arkansas specifically? And obviously this is kind of a moonshot, long shot, unknown, but already Arkansas has $1 billion surplus of money in the state itself. So this is only going to bring thousands and thousands and thousands of jobs to the state. and then obviously major corporations here because of the focus of what's happening here. The interesting thing is that probably Northwest Arkansas specifically will benefit the most because honestly, Northwest Arkansas is the diamond of the state. It is the biggest horsepower, it draws the most amount of money, and so if you want to kickstart and make it go faster, more infrastructure, more stuff, that is going to, I assume in a lot of ways, a lot of the money that's going to be coming from there is going to go through Little Rock, the state capital, back up to Northwest Arkansas in a lot of ways, because why would you hurt or why would you not give more fuel to the fire of the thing that's working wildly successfully? So that's my guess, is that I can't predict like if highways are going to be done faster or if whatever the case is. Don't know, but I do know that a lot of the money that's going to be coming out of the south part of Arkansas is going to benefit a lot of South Arkansas as well, but a lot of it is going to come back to the state and then back into the budgetary system, which will definitely affect Northwest Arkansas. Now, a little side note, they're not actually going to sell the lithium probably until like 2026-ish. They're expecting 2 years of prep work, to get the mining. They actually started mining now, but they're actually not going to prep and get it all like fully operational until 2026. So keep that in mind. But again, this whole 2025, 2026 era for Northwest Arkansas is looking very, very good. Whoa, before we jump on to the next point, I have something brand new called Instant Home Updates. So maybe you're looking to move to the area and using things like Realtor.com, Zillow.com, or Redfin, way too slow. Notifications, way too slow. That's why I made something called Instant Home Updates. Sounds exactly what it is. It's literally Instant Home Updates, literally. So enter your information below, name, square footage, bedrooms, bathrooms. Where do you want to move to Northwest Arkansas? Let me know with all that information below. I make sure you don't miss a single notification when it comes for homes for sale or for rent, all in Northwest Arkansas. Also, every single Friday, I send an email out just kind of talking about all the cool things in Northwest Arkansas. What's going on down Bentonville? What's going on in Fayetteville? When is First Fridays? When is First Thursdays? What is going on with the Christmas Hallmark? The whole thing. What's going on in Pinnacle Hills? What's going on around? So much all the time. All the time. Enter your name below, enter your email below. I make sure you get the email every single Friday. Just kind of recapping all the cool things happening here and things that you want to be aware of when you're coming down here. But sadly, side note, you will get a little fear of missing out, a little FOMO, so to speak. But I promise you will be the most important person eventually when you make your way out to Northwest Arkansas. And the second thing we need to talk about when it comes to lithium ion being actually mined from Arkansas, and this isn't necessarily applied to Northwest Arkansas, but applies to the state in general, is that, again, I mentioned this previously, is the fact that Arkansas is going to be the holder of the keys to some of the richest material in the world, is the most needed material in the world. Like, for instance, this could be the version of oil in the past. Like, if lithium ion makes batteries, we're aware of this, and then is absolutely needed for the future of transportation, that is the future, and oil goes to the wayside. Fascinating idea, the fact that Arkansas might hold, and probably does hold, one of the largest surpluses of lithium in the world exists right here. And then the interesting thing from a geopolitics standpoint is the fact that if America can hold the keys to that, for instance, whether it's in New Mexico or Arkansas, and the fact that we don't have to be as dependent on other countries that don't like us so much, and the fact that, again, in Arkansas is a fascinating thing. So I say all that to say is that more eyes over the course of the next 3 to 4 years will look to Arkansas out of all the states. Shocking, whether it's like resource things or whether it's in Northwest Arkansas for recreation or jobs or entrepreneurship or technology, or whatever the case is that Arkansas is looking very good right now, whether it's on the pathway to a no income state tax state, very fascinating, whether it's to resource rich heavy state, very fascinating, or the fact that it could be in the next 2 years the outdoor recreation capital of the world, also very fascinating. So a lot of things on the table right now, and a lot of eyes are being drawn towards Arkansas. And the third and final thing when it comes to lithium ion being mined in Arkansas, and this is kind of a little offshoot, but I want to mention this as well when it comes to the state of Arkansas. Arkansas is obviously a very resource-rich state, just a lot of people don't know about it. And that's why it's called the natural state, it's called the diamond state. The one thing that I love about Arkansas is that you can go to central Arkansas and actually hunt for diamonds, and at least 4 or 5 times a year, someone will pull out a diamond that's worth around $30,000 to $50,000. Couple times a year, so that could be you. But anyways, you can go mining in Arkansas for diamonds, so that's hilarious. But Arkansas is actually the biggest exporter of rice in America, so we make the most rice. I think we're like number 3 on cotton, and we produce a bunch of solar between Oklahoma and Arkansas, Northwest Arkansas. There's a lot of solar fields that exist between there because of some of the flatland out there. And then adding to the list between solar, rice, and cotton, we're going to be adding lithium. So fascinating thing that we are going to hold the place of some of the biggest exports, whatever the case is, here very soon between all those potential 4. All right, that's all I have for you guys today. Again, if you are thinking about coming down to Northwest Arkansas, download my 3-day itineraries, link below. Maybe you're a adventurer, maybe you're a sports person, maybe you're a foodie, maybe you're a sightseer, maybe you're kids, whatever it is, haha. All the 3-day itineraries are linked below. So go ahead and download them easy when you get down here. Also, when you do come down here, I can get a $10 tour so I can kind of show you around the whole area. Plus, we can check out some homes for sale or for rent and see how far your dollar would go in Northeast Arkansas compared to where you're coming from. All right, guys, I'll see you next one.